In sports, if you want to be the best, there are no off days. Welcome to a special edition of the No Off Days podcast. He's Chris, I am Scott, and this week on the NOD Pod, we want to do something a little bit different. We're going to have a little bit more fun, dare I say.
Is that possible?
Than most weeks on this show. Yes, we are going to add to our acronyms. So this week's show is not a NOD Pod, but it's a NOD POD BOD.
Is that for our dad bods?
No,
What?
I'm afraid not. It's a best of discussion. That's right. We have a lot of discussions on the show.
BOD, best of discussion.
A NOD Pod BOD. I know you're with me. We've had a lot of great discussions over the little life of our old show here. Some between Chris and I. Yeah. And they turn into debates. Sometimes we then some between Chris, myself, and BK, and sometimes we have guests that join the fray. So we are going to let the discussions begin on this show, and with that, where we always begin, we bring BK in. So BK, I know we're not one to take many victory laps and pat ourselves on the back for all the accomplishments that we've had on this show. We don't do that kind of thing. But are you excited to have a little throwback episode?
I am excited to see how far we've come with this little program we've came up with.
I think we'll find that nothing has changed. I really think the quality we brought on episode 1 is still the same quality we put out today.
Well, we have a lot of great discussions to get to on this NOD POD BOD, and we will have much more to come. BK, thank you. Chris, thank you. And this is where you can find all of our episodes. We invite you to listen and watch. Go to fox13news.com/nodpod if you're watching and you want to listen or subscribe. You could take out your phone. You could zap the QR code on the screen in the bottom right-hand corner, and there you will find all of our shows. Please subscribe, fox13news.com/nodpod. We are joined by a special guest today. 12 years with the Buccaneers, longest tenured defensive lineman in team history. He is Will Golston, and now you've turned your football knowledge from playing to now coaching. You are one of the defensive coaches for Sickles High School. How is the coaching going so far?
It is. It's interesting. It's new. Trying to deliver, I would say, instruction to guys who. Some guys want to play. Yeah. Some guys figuring out if they want to play. So that's really the hardest part to see, because it's hard to teach effort. Yeah. But,
well, that's cool that you get to see a different side of the game. Do you feel like all these nuggets that have been coached into me over the years, they're just kind of coming up naturally? You're sharing with the guys, or
every day when I'm writing my reflections down, I'm like, man, I can understand why my coach, as I'm playing, I understand what he meant. Yeah. Casey Rogers, our defensive line coach last year, used to say, "You guys you're taking years off my life. And I'm like, "What you mean, Coach?"
And now those young Griffins are hearing it from Coach Golston.
Oh man, yeah, but they work hard though. They work hard.
So you were drafted, I think, 4th round,
yes,
right? Sir. Could you ever imagine from those humble beginnings, a 4th round draft pick, getting even if your career doesn't continue on, 12 years in the NFL and all that you've gotten out of that? Did you ever foresee this evolving?
No, I didn't even think I'd be able to mature into the type of man that I was. I was definitely immature when I first got into the league. But so to be the person that I am when I look myself in the mirror, I'm extremely proud of that. I'm proud of the man that I am. Career was great in my opinion too, but the man that I am today versus the man that I was when I got drafted, I'm extremely excited who I am.
Well, and from like a body composition standpoint too, that was something that it seemed like every year you were kind of changing, morphing into whatever you needed to be to help the Bucs win. How difficult was that? Because you packed on a lot of weight. And,
yeah.
You play inside, outside, wherever you got the opportunity.
It was a 70-pound fluctuation throughout my career.
Wow.
So I don't think it was hard. I'm more of a run through a wall type of guy. So if I believe in my coach, and I always believed in everybody who was in there, they ask me to jump, I'm saying how high. They say run through the wall, I'm going through the wall. So.
Well, since you're a coach now, curious what coaching styles worked best for Will Golston. Was it the guy that barks at you? Was it the quiet teacher? What was the most effective teacher that you ever had, and what was that style like?
I think it changed. It was a range throughout my career. So each stage in development of me as a player and a man, I was able to take more. Sometimes I couldn't listen to yelling. Sometimes I needed to be yelled at. Sometimes I needed to be pulled to the side. So I had the whole genre that I picked up of my style now is a little piece of everybody.
Are you still practicing the jiu-jitsu? You still doing some of that?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Nice. That was part of your training. You felt like that helped you on the football field, right?
Definitely. I think it helped me overall too. Just being able to, like, the calm state that you have to be in to be able to think through all of the violence technically. So I think it helps me out just day-to-day life.
Can I get you to put my co-host in a submission tech?
I can show you. I can show you how to do it. You can do it on me. I can show you, but you just gotta. If I tap, you gotta let me tap.
Choke him out. Welcome back to the NOD POD BOD. Chris, it's our best of discussion show. What do you say we dial up another one?
I love it. It's better than the NOD POD WOD, the worst of discussions.
Only the best for you. Let's check it out. You know, I don't know if you know this, but we got a strong little following that's coming in Orlando as well.
Oh, hello, Orlando.
As the No Off Days podcast is broadcast in the great city of Orlando as well. And I think there's some off-season NBA excitement there. They've been making some moves. They've been kind of whittling this roster, making some new pieces work, and spending a little money here in the off-season to make an exciting club. And one of the guys that's been following, he's been on this roller coaster ride, I mean, from the very beginning. And that is David Steele. He is the voice, the longtime voice of the Orlando Magic, and he is our guest this week on the No Off Days podcast. And you just wrapped up your 36th season with the Magic. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Since the beginning, 1989, day one.
So players and coaches and GMs and even ownership has changed over the span of that time. And it's a testament to what you've done there and to be able to stay all these years. Had you any idea back in, 1989 when you jumped from UF to the Magic that this would be the result?
No, not really. And that's not really how, I've approached, or I did approach my career. I mean, I could have been at Florida for, this would be 36 and 7. This could be my 44th year with the Gators. I could have very well have gone that direction, but I was lured by the NBA. Pat Williams was an incredible force. He was such a charismatic individual and convinced me that a smart move would be to the NBA from the Florida Gators. So, I bought it hook, line, and sinker from Pat, and after some prayerful consideration with my wife and our family, and it's worked out really well. Obviously, 36 years with one franchise. I've seen everything through the years, and it's a pretty cool place to be.
You've seen every iteration, right? The ebbs and the flows, the kind of up the mountain and back down. How far away do you think this current team is from being at the top of the mountain in the East?
Scott, I've said this. This has kind of been where I believe the last 2 years, really this before the start of last season, after the team won 47 games, I felt like this was another inflection point. Probably the third inflection point in franchise history. The first being getting Shaq in the '92 draft, and then Penny the next year. That led to a trip to the NBA Finals. Dwight Howard drafting in 2004 ignited, another run. And I felt like Banchero and Wagner had what it takes to be the focal point of an Eastern Conference champion and possible NBA championship team. So what they've done this offseason is really incredible, and they've gone all in. They have put all the chips on the table, and so I do think in the next 2 or 3, 4 years, the team is going to be in the NBA Finals.
Well, that's high praise. I mean, they've been busy here in the offseason. You mentioned some of those new acquisitions in Desmond Bane and veteran in Tyus Jones. How do those guys, do you think, fit into this, as puzzle pieces, right? You want not just good players, but good fits. Where do you think those guys fit in?
Perfect. Really just the perfect additions. I just think if you add the right piece, there is no such thing as an overpay. If it can get you to an NBA Finals, then it's worth whatever you have to give up. And that's the way I see the Bane deal. I think they gave up a lot of picks. Picks are, they could be great. Hopefully the Magic are very, very good, and those picks aren't that great. But I just think it was the right thing to do. He's the right player at the right time to fit in with Paolo and Franz and Jalen and the rest of the guys. Perfect piece to the puzzle. And Tyus is going to be an outstanding addition at the point guard position because, those were the weaknesses, Scott. The weaknesses were three-point shooting, playmaking, leadership at that one position, that point guard position, to organize the team. Corey Joseph was really the best organizer last year for the ball club. So I think Tyus Jones is a great fit too.
It really feels like this offseason has been like confidence from the top down in what they've got. I mean, the extension went to Franz last year. Now Paulo Banchero gets the max deal extension. You look at, you mentioned Jalen Suggs, he come back from injury. So there's like a core piece there, and these additions to go out, even at the risk of overpaying, it feels like there's a lot of confidence coming from the top down.
Yeah, like I said, they've put all the chips on the table. They, Jeff Weltman and his crew have Anthony Parker, the GM. They see an opportunity. There's a window here in the Eastern Conference. It looks like Oklahoma City is going to be, very tough. Although, just when you think things are never going to change,
Sure.
They change. So things can change rapidly.
Well, it has been a fun show so far, talking with some of the great guests that we've had on this show. And if you stick around, we got another one after the break. Welcome back to the No Off Days podcast. And Chris, it is Miller time, I suppose. No, we're not popping the cold ones. We got the Miller brothers. We got Ryan Miller, Bucks wide receiver, and then we have Keaton Miller, his younger brother. Younger?
That's right.
Okay, all right, just making sure. Who is the lead in Dracula, a comedy of terror that is taking place at the Strass Center starting this week, September through October. This is going to be a fun one. So how is it that you're both this accomplished in totally different fields? But, I mean, you guys grew up together. I'm sure, a lot of tussles in the backyard throughout the years.
Yeah.
But you guys found different passions, and you're both excelling in your field. How wild is that?
I think what's really crazy is growing up, we kind of always had the exact same talents and skill set. It's like you said, we just went different ways. Like, believe it or not, he is a fantastic singer and a great dancer.
Okay.
We're not going to disclose that. I know.
That was leading into my next question.
Yeah. And I, was very athletic as a kid. There was a point in time where I played football for a little bit.
Okay.
And got my time on the field, but it just ultimately, we just had different interests, and we split off and went our own separate ways.
Well, Ryan, you're a 4.5 40. Is that right? Did I read the?
Yeah. 4.4.
Okay, what's your 40 time, Keith?
My 40 time, whatever's faster than him. Whatever's faster than him, that's what it is.
Okay. Yeah. All right, we'll go out to the parking lot after this.
Yeah. Love the competition.
When did you guys first notice each other's skill as being exceptional in what they do?
I mean, I knew I was good in high school a little bit, but I didn't get a lot of offers in high school going into college. Pretty few offers, but I chose Furman, and I think I just, excelled there. I didn't want to go be a walk-on, at a big school.
Sure.
I could have done that, but I, chose to get a scholarship, and so he got a scholarship too, obviously to help our parents out, pay for college, and just kind of, did the best I could, and I ended up being a 3-time All-American at Furman. And, that kind of got me some notice and looks and just, hard work and determination.
Well, you guys both are in your different fields, but playing an odds game, that it's always so difficult, right, to get to where you are. I mean, as an undrafted guy coming out of Furman, you have fought, scratched, and clawed and made some huge plays. I mean, I feel like in the NFL, it's almost like the guys that are selected that aren't draft picks or high draft picks, everybody's kind of waiting for them to not make a show, and okay, well, this is what we predicted, but you have made your case over and over again with these Bucks, and I think that has shown up certainly on tape. We've seen it, and but for you, on the other hand, it's like you get these opportunities to take center stage, and we are not as familiar with your work, so
we're about to be though.
When we see Dracula here performing at the Strass Center, what are we in store for? Tell us a little bit about this performance.
Oh, I will say I've probably done 70 to 80 shows in my lifetime of everything that I've ever done, and I will confidently say this is the funniest show I've ever done in my entire life. It is 85 minutes of nonstop hilarity. I mean, there's only 5 actors, but I'll tell you this much, there's probably about 13, 14 different characters. So you have people running around stage. They come in one scene as one character. They leave for a second and come back on stage as a different character. I mean, everybody is throwing everything into it. And the cast is absolutely phenomenal. We've been rehearsing now for probably about 2 weeks. Yeah, 2-3 weeks. And I'm still laughing at every single one of these jokes.
Are you getting pretty good at biting people?
Yes.
At biting necks?
Yes. Yeah. In fact, we have Mondays off, and so 2 of our cast members are like ex-Disney performers. So they worked for the Mouse for quite a long time, and they were able to get us free tickets into the park. So we went and had a cast outing at Disney parks yesterday, and on every single ride where they do the camera, I'm like biting my cast members for all the rides.
You got to stay in character.
Exactly. I got all my picks for Drac Does Disney.
The cool thing about this show, though, is this isn't like a touring Broadway show. This is produced by the Jab?
Jabe. It's produced by the Strass Center, and it's being performed in the Jabe Theater.
And so this is in town. People, if you don't, you got to catch this because you've got a whole 2 months where this play is running, starting next week, September 16th, all the way almost through the end of October there. So, Ryan, you really have no excuse. I mean, you've got multiple chances.
He's already got his ticket, and I'll say
September 25th is when I'm going. I'm sure I'll go to a few more. So.
Tickets are going fast, so get your tickets now. Book ahead, and get your friends, get your girlfriends, get your guys, your bros. Everybody go.
Your teammates.
And see your teammates.
And this will be a great opportunity for you to actually catch the Bucs because you're going to be sticking around for a while.
I am sticking around. I was really great. I got to come down early right before rehearsal start and see one of his. It was the last preseason game.
Last preseason
which was really, really fun. But yeah, no, it's great. We call it the Miller Double Feature. We have people coming from our hometown. I'm excited. Our old choir director and our old theater director is coming down with their spouses, and they're going to come see my show on Saturday, and on Sunday they're going to go see Ryan's game. So,
Chris, coming up is our 4th block. What do we always call it?
I can talk this time.
Yes.
We always call it our fun block.
Our
with
fun
BK.
block. The best of fun block. It's coming up next. Welcome back to the Nod Pod. You know, every week, Chris, we try to end the show with some type of game that BK has conjured up. He does a good job at that.
Leave them laughing and leave us confused. That's our motto.
And we have one of our favorites to share with you right now.
We give out a line, and you tell me if it comes from a Shakespearean play or a Taylor Swift song.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay. Yes, in the
because
script.
I think we can both say, Scott, that we don't know many lyrics from either of these great muses.
Neither. Neither.
So you ready for the first one?
Yes, I'm going to fail this test.
Oh my gosh, no you won't. My tongue will tell the anger of my heart, or else my heart, concealing it, will break. Is that a Taylor Swift line, or is that a Shakespeare little quote?
I know that she crafts some, beautiful prose that can sound Elizabethan, but I think this is a Shakespeare line here. I can't tell you what work it's from, but let's go Shakespeare.
Yes, my tongueth will tell the angereth of my heart. I think it's Shakespeare as well. It just seems, it doesn't seem like a lyric to a song.
Ooh.
Or else my heart concealing it will break.
No one talks that way.
Yeah,
I mean, in Taylor Swift world.
Yeah.
Do they?
From Taming of the Shrew.
I knew it was Taming of the Shrew.
Yes.
Do you miss the rogue who coaxed you into paradise and left you there?
That sounds a little bit Swifty. Do you miss the rogue? Okay. Maybe rogue rhymed with something like in vogue. I'm gonna say like this is a girl that feels betrayed by a guy that overpromised and underdelivered, and that seems like the theme of many of her songs. So let's go Swifty.
I'm going to agree with my colleague here. Maybe this was like a low-key jab at Katy Perry, hey, about one of her breakups. Oh, you got coaxed into paradise, and now you're left there.
Yeah, you need to tame your shrew.
Exactly. We're going Taylor Swift on this one.
You guys are dead on it. I think your closet Swifties here. It's from her song Coney Island.
Oh, yeah, like the hot dogs there.
Yeah, from the Evermore album.
Joey Chestnut appear in that song?
No, that speaks to Scott's heart.
Take me to the lakes where all the poets went to die.
Take me to the lakes where the poets went to die.
I hope this doesn't come out the wrong way and offend people that I'm close to, but I would believe that sometimes Taylor would have a more simplistic writing style than Shakespeare, the great bard. So I believe that this simple sentence structure here tells us that this is one that Taylor kind of phoned in. Maybe she wrote it on the back of a napkin or something.
But I feel like you and I have to separate at some point. So this will be where I'll jump in the lake. I'm going to say this is Shakespeare.
This is Taylor Swift.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Song is The Lakes.
Oh, that's obvious. That's on the nose.
Oh, it's off the folklore album.
That's a great album, man. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps.
I think that's a little too cute for Shakespeare. But maybe it's Romeo and Juliet. I'm going to go Swifty. Swifty. I think it's a little too cute, turn of phrasey.
It is cute, turn of phrasey, and I don't know that was Cupid, thought of as a thing with arrows when Billy was around, when Shakespeare was alive. Did they?
Oh,
I guess
he not know about Cupid.
I guess he is from Roman mythology, so maybe so. I'm overthinking this. I'm going to go this way. I don't think Brian's going to give us 3 Taylor songs in a row, so I'm going to say this is Shakespeare. And I'm just playing the BK odds here.
And see, that's where the game where you get it. It is Shakespeare from Much Ado About Nothing.
Yeah, one of his top 10 hits.
Well, I mean, I think you were 100%, my friend.
I may have missed one in there. Yeah. Okay. Turns out I am a closet Swiftie. I will tell you that folklore album. There's a song on there where she collabs with was it Bon Iver, the great songwriter from Wisconsin?
Bon Iver.
Bon Iver. I don't know. Anyway, that's a beautiful song. Beautiful. Okay. I believe it's called Exile.
Yeah. That's where I need to run off to right now after that segment. Wow. Not a bad show, Chris. What did you think of the bod?
It's never looked better.
All right. The NOD POD BOD, the best of discussions. Thanks for watching. On behalf of BK and the rest of our NOD POD crew, until the next time we're on, there are no off days.